Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We thank you so much for following all our programs, especially UBC One-on-One, and I warmly welcome you. That is One-on-One with Michael Jordan Lukuma. We have had a lot of them. We've had guests from all walks of life, but pertinent guests with discussions that are pertinent to our lives and the development of our families, communities, and the beautiful Pearl of Africa and the world in general. So I thank you so much for following all these programs. Happy New Year. Now, all of us in different ways are yearning to access God, to have His blessings, to have Him touch us, to feel Him, to have Him in our lives, but in different ways. In Uganda here, for example, you will have people that go to Chibuli, those that go to Old Kampala, there are those that go to Rubaga, others at Namirembe, All the Saints. There are even those that go to Mamafina. But all of us are trying to have a spiritual way to find God. Now, in the different ways, everybody explains it in some way. In our way of works here, I met a gentleman. He's an engineer by profession. He gives an explanation of who God is and how he thinks you and I would be the right way to find God and access Him. Our work is to give anyone an opportunity to come and you listen to them, and the message now remains your business. His name is Engineer Godfrey Ongyer. He's here with us. Engineer, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
We are so glad to have you on One-on-One.
Thank you so much, and good morning, viewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, who is Engineer Ongyer? Briefly to the person watching us.
Yeah, Engineer Ongyer is a born of Pakwach,
okay,
the new district.
I've been to Pakwach. I was going to do some journalism work in Arua.
Yes. It's
along that way. Angara on the way.
That is the best fish ever on earth. And whoever has ever tasted that fish must have an IQ built up.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Here I am. Okay.
So I come from that part of the country. That's where my father come from. And my mother come from Uganda.
Okay.
So I'm a mixed tribe. I think they would
you
call
are in
me
Uganda and
a Jonam.
A Jonam.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mom is what clan here in Buganda?
Mom is she called her
name? You just tell me her name.
She's called Yudaya Namwezi.
Yudaya Namwezi. Which clan is that? I will ask Michael Balaba. He's a clan leader
I think so.
Yes, he's an elder.
Okay.
He will tell me.
Okay.
Okay, so you come from Pakwach and Buganda.
And Buganda.
Okay.
So I grew up in Pakwach, and then I came and studied from here in Buganda. Yes. So I did my engineering, civil engineering.
You're a civil engineer?
Yeah, by profession.
Okay.
And that is how I've been living.
We are surrounded with electrical engineers in this place.
Oh, yes.
Many of them that you saw here.
Mine is civil. So maybe you are staying in the house which I built.
Okay, possibly.
Yes. Yeah, but I've been doing my works, most of my work in Kenya. I've been getting job from mostly the church. The church has been giving me a lot of projects.
Which church? Catholic church?
Mostly Catholic church.
Anglican church? Okay.
No, mostly Catholic church.
Okay.
Because I've been somehow with them for some time, and they saw what I do, and they decided to take me to Kenya. I've been working there for the last 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I just came back recently, and right now I'm doing some small work also around Entebbe. Yeah.
Engineering,
construction.
You see, many of our professionals, especially here in Africa, are blamed of not training other people to take over.
Yeah.
Have you trained some young engineers?
Yeah.
To take over as you get out of the field?
In fact, on my site, I had a student from Makaro University. They have been going there to learn from me. And it happens also, one of the students asked the lecturer, I said, but we have also construction work going on in Makaro University. Why don't you take us there? They said, no, forget about those ones. Come here, you will get what you want.
Okay.
So I've been giving them that information. I've been trying to train. Even my son there, he wants to become an engineer. I told him, why don't you become a doctor? He said, no, he wants to become an engineer.
We wish him all the best.
Yes. And more so, sometimes back, some good years ago, when something happened in Webaja somewhere, some building collapsed.
Building that collapsed.
Yeah, collapsed,
Yes.
and I think many people died there. And it happened that the government instituted some commissioners of inquiry to check on all storied buildings being constructed in Wakiso district.
Yes.
And they found that my site, the ones I had built, was the best in all Wakiso district.
Wow.
It was from Kitezi side. Yeah. So from there.
So you're among those engineers we can be proud of.
Yeah, but you will never know me. You will never find me easily.
Why?
Because mostly I'm on this job.
Let me go direct to that job.
Yes.
So I got to hear about you through things to do with God and the Bible and preaching, generally evangelism.
Yes, yes, yes.
Who are you in that line? Are you a pastor? Are you a reverend? Are you, first give me that.
It's very important. I am just an ordinary person
Okay.
who really labored to look for God, and finally I found him. And because after finding him, I became too close to him, and that is what we call spirituality. Spirituality is when you are too close to God, your relationship with God.
I want you to
Yes.
break that down to
Yes.
ordinary ears like mine.
Yes.
How did you find God? In a practical word, how did you find him, and how have you kept closer to him? I want somebody with ordinary ears like mine to get to understand that.
Yeah, it was a long process to find God. It was after anger. It was anger that came in me. I was doing good job in the name of God, but I'm being punished. So I said, is it good to continue doing God's work, and yet I'm being punished?
What job was that, and who was punishing you for it?
I worked somewhere before I went for civil engineering
Yes.
course. I worked somewhere in an organization in Uganda here. And all what I was doing was it was from my heart, so that the company might get maybe better
Results.
pictures, and most of these organizations, their names are tarnished because of the production, the performance.
Yes.
So for me, I was after performance, not even after money. But I ended up being tortured and sacked from there. So when I was sacked, I said I will never work for anybody. I will go and study what those people who sacked me also studied, and it was engineering. So I went and studied, and I became an engineer. If they didn't sack me, they helped me, by the way. If they didn't sack me, I was going to remain a very small man. Even my colleagues who are still there, they look so small. So I said, now,
Your
they
uncles,
helped
the
me.
Baganda, have a proverb that somebody who throws you out of the house in the night.
You thank him in the
morning
morning.
when you realize that, hey, this house again got burned
In,
the
in,
night.
in fact, right now, I thank those who really sacked me from that job. I would be still a blind person there. So from there, I said, but I didn't know that they have helped me. From there, I said, now, if that's the case, I will not work for any organization. I will only work for God. So I started joining the church project, working for the church. I realized that even that kind of politics is there. I would not be allowed to express my feelings, and yet I'm in the church. So I said, hey, this war is everywhere. Even where I left, there was that war. Even here in the church where I'm working, I'm trying to do something to help them. There's also war.
Some people are misunderstanding.
Yes. So I said, let's forget about it. One time there was a project of renovating the church, and they were to give it to Rocco to do it, and yet I'm also a parishioner. Then I said, this money which they're demanding is too much, 12 million that time. Why can't you look for materials, bring, I will organize my workers, I supervise them, so that we reduce costs.
Do the work.
Yeah. So from 12 million, we spent 7 million. And on that day, it was announced everywhere. I said, no, don't announce it, because we don't advertise ourselves in the church. But the announcer said, this is beyond.
You must tell everybody.
Even what you have done is far beyond Rocco. I said, no, Rocco is just a name. Even those who work there are an African like me.
Like me.
Yes. So let's stop it there. But they continued until even that very day I got another job from there, which is now the one of Kitezi, where it emerged the best in Wakiso district.
Okay, so when do you get that encounter with God? And you were telling me that it was out of anger. I want that brief story.
Yes, when I tried all my best, I said, now, if God is not happy with what I'm doing, these people here represent God who are torturing me. So the only thing now, I need to look for him, to find him and talk to him, ask him this question, that why, God, am I being tortured because of ABCD? It wasn't easy to get him. There are many things I did looking for him, but finally, I resorted. Somebody told me that, engineer, if you want to talk to God face to face, you must first die.
That's what I also thought.
Then I said, oh, if it is to die, then I think it is simple. Let me try to die and see whether I will find him. So I decided that was on the...
To die?
Yeah, to die. That was on the 1st of April, 2017. That is now too close to this time. That is after I had struggled to look for him. Then I said, I'm not going to eat food until I see God. So the first month, the whole of April, no food, but I'm drinking water.
Okay.
Looking for who? For God. But the population is calling it fasting. I said, it is not fasting, this is a hunger strike. I have to meet God. The first month finished. May finished. My wife thought maybe I was joking. My relatives thought I was joking. It was not a joke. I was serious. If I'm to live for him, that means I can also die for him. I'm looking for him. I want to talk to him. I want to ask him some questions that many people have been asking and they are not getting. So I struggled. June ended, no food.
You started when?
I started in April, the 1st of April. Yeah.
May,
June.
Surviving only on water.
On water. And then July comes in. But one morning, as I was seated like somebody meditating, because I was already very thin, and everybody was claiming that maybe I'm HIV positive. Because in the process of looking for God, I had to gather some HIV positive human beings to support them, giving them food, okay? Because Tasso was giving them medication.
Because you had starved yourself, you looked like them.
Exactly. Even beyond them. Even they themselves were wondering, what is wrong with our founders now? I said, don't worry. I was looking for God. So finally, I saw something on the wall, like light. In fact, like moonlight, like this. And then we had a conversation with the moonlight. Then I said, somehow, when I came back to normal, I thought maybe this was my time of getting out of my life to reach God. And then I rushed to my wife. I said, my wife, did you hear me talking? That no, but you were seated. I said, but I was talking very loudly. You could have heard. That no, I didn't hear. I said, what is this now? I got messed up. Then somehow something came in my mind that, no, you know, I was expecting to see God the way I'm seated with you, like a human being.
Yes.
Kumbe it's not that case. God is a voice. God is light, but for him to experience himself in the physical world, he experienced himself through the voice, the words. So finally something came out, but that is God, the one you are talking to. Then I looked, I said, if it is God, then Mama, today prepare for me porridge I take. This is in the morning. Let me take porridge. Everybody was very happy. You know, the whole family was afraid that I'm going to die.
What did you share with the light? Did you talk to the light?
Yeah, I talked to the light.
What did you tell
The light told me one thing, that, okay, there were many things we discussed, but he said, the problem we are facing, human beings are facing, is that we don't know him, and we don't know ourselves, okay? And we don't know how to communicate to him. Instead, people come to me to look for what I have, and they get it, they go, but not to look for me, myself. Then it was a long discussion, but along the way, that very 2 weeks after that.
As it said that, what did you say yourself?
Then I said, how will I tell them that we don't know you? Or how will they know you? He said, even religion worsened it. They say we are his image.
Yes.
He said we are not his image. We are himself. He said now, it was a bread which was sliced. He picked 3 of it, put it aside. Now, he said, ask me, is this a bread or an image? Because it was picked from a big one. I said, no, it is also a bread. That is how I am with you. You are part of me, but in a small piece. Okay. I am the source of you. So you can't say you are my image. You are myself.
Did you ask him then why is it hard for us who are part of him to find him? It took you a whole 3 months of hunger.
He said we are looking for material things from him. We are not looking for him.
No, imagine.
He said
it took you a whole 3 months of not eating to find him, yet you're part of him.
Yes.
Do the two relate really?
It is quite complicated. Normally we think we are this body. We are not this body. This body is just a container which contains what is inside me. What is inside me is God and myself. This is a house. And actually, what they normally say that we are the church of God. This is a temple of God. So this body is very innocent of what takes place within me and God and the outside world.
It has no, it's not parted to anything.
It's not. It's only there to help us to stay in.
So who searches for God between the body now and that
it is you,
man inside me?
It is you to search for God.
No, I mean, but you say this body is a container.
Yeah.
In me there is that man, that spiritual man.
Yes.
Who is actually God.
There's God there.
Exactly.
And then you are also there.
Inside me.
Yes.
Between the body and that man inside me.
Exactly.
Who looks for God.
It is that light which is in the heart. Okay, let me tell you. God lives in the heart. He resides in the heart. You reside in the brain. You are your thoughts. You are not this body. So this thought of yours moves at a terrific speed, which is not measured. You can flash to Nairobi right now and come back within no second. That is, you have gone, but not the body. The body is just a container which keeps you there. But God said, I am putting you up there so that you manage what I've created outside here. That is why a leader must sit where? Up.
Above.
Yes, must sit up. So you and me and I, we are seated up there in form of thoughts. And that thoughts is light. God himself in the heart is also light.
You are an engineer.
Yes.
A scientist at
that. Yes.
How do you relate heart in a scientific angle and heart in the spiritual kind of direction?
The heart is actually, the simplest way is that
the heart biology.
The heart
and
biology.
Now the heart spiritual.
Yeah, now I want to tell you, the Bible explained everything for us.
Give us the picture.
But how to interpret it was the problem.
That is now the advantage of having you here.
Yes. So in the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to 2. Can I read it?
Go on.
It says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of water. That Spirit of God is actually the wind, the air we breathe in, was hovering on the face of the water. So, in the real sense, on the first day of creation, God did not create water and did not create that wind which hovers above the water. So, all those things were part of God. I'm coming. So, in verse 26, the same chapter, verse 26, God said, let us, God said, let us make man in our image. He did not say, let us make man in my own image. Let me make man in my, he said, let us make man in our own image.
Well,
so he was not alone.
How do you interpret that plural?
Yeah, because as in the first Genesis, he says,
I.
In the beginning, he created heaven and what?
And earth.
And earth. But again, water was there already. The divine wind was already there. So that means the water and the divine wind is part of him. So now, in the process of creating a man, he asked them that let us now create man in our own image. Yes. Now, when he created the man, for sure, water takes 75% of you.
True.
Without this air blowing in you and out, you are not there. What you call oxygen. You are not there. So, without the heartbeat, you are not there. So, God reside, the main God himself reside in the what? In the heart.
Okay.
And then the whole body, because he said, let us create these people in our own image. Water and air is already part of you. Okay? Now,
so the oxygen and the water
are part of God.
That facilitate the movement of everything in their heart.
And the whole system of your body. And you yourself. Your thinking, your thoughts.
That is God.
Cannot work well if there is no water in the brain. So there must be water in the brain for you to operate well. You must be aware of that.
Yes.
Okay. So I will show you how he the man he created, how that man looks like.
Show us. No, we'll go to that later.
Yes.
Just share the picture in an explanation.
Okay. Now, in God himself is light. God is light. You're aware of that?
Yes.
That light actually resides in you. The other time I asked, when do you think a doctor will declare somebody dead?
At a point when normally they check for the pulse.
Yes.
When it's normal, and that means the pumping of the blood has closed.
The function of the heart has stopped.
Yes.
Why does it stop? It stops when the light has escaped. When the light exits, it leaves the heart. That's the end of the heart. It will not pump again. So the light is the one that causes the heart to pump. And it is that light which is life. And that life is God in us.
Light.
That light is
in
God.
The heart.
Yes, is God in us.
With my little biology,
yes,
which you share as well,
yes,
being an engineer,
yes,
the expectation, actually, what is known is the heart itself is supported by other organs,
yes,
the kidney and whatever. When they stop operating, definitely the heart will not be able to access blood to pump it and things like that.
When you have issues with the kidney, it can be removed. When you have issues with the pancreas, it can be removed. When you have issues with the heart, you are in trouble.
But you've heard of heart surgeries?
It can be surgery. You have heard of artificial pacemaker?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But I tell you, the natural pacemaker, once it is shut down, it's not working. The artificial pacemaker may not work. But once the natural pacemaker has reduced on its energy, you can support it with the artificial what? Pacemaker. And those people who are using that, try to find out whether their voice is very clear. Because the voice is actually that light which operates the heart. That's light.
The voice?
That is the voice. The voice comes from there.
It comes from the light.
It is the light himself experiencing itself in the physical world, in the voice. Now, right now, it is the light which is inside me is now experiencing itself to you. I'm not supposed to use that voice for myself. I am supposed to use that voice to allow that light to shed more light outside here.
Are these your personal discoveries?
No. Okay, with God, with him.
Yes.
It is with God.
That you have discovered
Yes.
this. Have you shared it with your colleagues, brothers and sisters in the science field? And do they agree with you?
Not only the science field, even with those who did theology, the priests, the bishops.
You see, the
deal
ladies
with
and
them.
gentlemen
Yes,
here
yes.
are spiritual people.
Yes.
I'm talking about you people, the scientists, believing that yes, it is because of the light that I have a voice. It's because of the shutting of the light that somebody will be now
Exactly.
dead.
Exactly.
Scientifically, does it connect?
It connects.
Show us how.
You know, of late, we have the quantum science. Quantum science is actually part of the spiritual messages which I'm sharing. Now, this heart, they are not calling it God. That light, they are not calling it God. Okay? They are calling it electrical impulses. Okay?
Within the human body.
Within the heart. That light. For me, it is God who told me that, go and find me there. I'm there. If you want, yes, if you want me, because I asked him that, how will I explain this to the population? I don't have any proof. People are highly qualified. They will ask me this question, what will I do? He said, very simple. You will find it. And then with no time, as I was Googling in the YouTube, I find the thing there. I said, that's the one. I am there. You can now explain to them. Then I say, okay, now you are the one. How about me? How will I explain to people that I am also here? He said, no problem. You Google also, you will find me. So in the head, the brain is there. The physical brain is there. But the spirit in it is light. That makes it works.
That is in the heart.
The heart, there's light.
Yes.
The brain, there's light. Independently.
And that light is God.
The light which is here is God. The light which is here, we would call him the Son of God.
Okay.
So they don't live together. The Father lives in the what? In the heart. The Son lives where? Because he had given him power to manage whatever he has created. Now, when he put his Son there, he gave him two things. He said, I'm giving you life and what? And death. Negative and positive. So it is upon you to choose. Okay, I advise you to choose life. He advised you to choose life. So, but you can decide to take anything you want.
We know that God hates evil.
Yeah.
He is here.
Yeah.
And you find somebody who lives a life of a thief, a life of a murderer,
Yes.
a life throughout his life.
Yes.
So, in that situation, is the Son overpowering God when they are in the same housing?
No, it does not overpower the Father. The Father is a Father. Whether you do what is a Father. But your Father will not help you.
What happens in that situation where somebody lives a life of evil, which we well know that God hates? Now, if God is within the body, and this person now is in the head,
Yes.
they are in the same housing,
Yes.
how come this one ends up going against the wills?
It is not a will. He said, when he was putting him up here, he said, I am giving you two things. As a manager, for sure, you must know how to differentiate the good from the bad. So he has given him two. He said, these are the two things, but I advise you to choose the life. Okay? So you cannot choose life if you don't know which one, what is death. So when it is death, you put it aside. But many have followed the death line. So he cannot even interfere with them, because that's what he has given you, that power. He is not going to interfere with you again. But he says, when you get stuck, come back to me. Come back to me means, draw back to me. I will again make you well. And that is what we now call prayer or meditation.
So, is it because we don't know that we struggle to look for him?
We didn't know. But now, the reason why I'm here, I want everybody to know. It doesn't take you any hour. to talk to God. It actually 3 minutes is enough for you to access what you want from God.
I thank you so much.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break.
Okay.
On return,
Yes.
I am going to ask for practical ways and those mistakes you think we make in our way to search for God.
Okay.
To you watching, this is the best program for you to watch. Let's take this short break, get that cup of tea, one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukuma.
Come and shine in Blascon Paint and win the Twake edition. Buy Blascon Paint worth 100,000 shillings. Get a scratch card and SMS the code to 7197. Not only will you win instant airtime, but you could take home 1 million shillings daily, a share of 4 million shillings each week, or a brand new motorbike with fuel worth 100,000 shillings. Terms and conditions apply. Blascon, color your world.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukuma. We thank you so much for keeping it with us. I am with Engineer Godfrey Ongier, and he met God and discovered where God is. We go to churches, mosques, and wherever, but he says, actually, God is within your own self. Why do you think this has been hard for people to know? I've not had a bishop, a sheikh, a what, saying this. How special are you to have discovered this?
Let me tell you, some people knew, and those who knew it, I believe they are no longer there. They died with that secret, with that information.
Would God allow people to die with information that is of that kind of importance, or of his own revelation?
Let me tell you, there are some people who have billions and billions in the account, and there are others who are really suffering. They cannot even eat anything. Why would God allow that person to leave the money in the account and not feed others?
That is their money.
That is selfishness.
Yes.
Now, this information, I've gotten it. If I'm selfish, I'm not going to share with anybody. I will just benefit myself. Getting money, driving those
my point is here.
Building houses.
This is information about the revelation of God.
Yes.
Telling everybody how to find God.
Yes.
Himself, he sees how we suffer to find him.
Yes, yes.
People
yes.
go to mountains, others in the valleys,
Yes,
people
yes.
go to rivers.
Yes.
Why would he allow everybody to go silent about it when actually they knew that they could?
People didn't know it very well. And the only person who heard it was Jesus himself, who came to share this very information, this knowledge with the people. But they deny him. The good thing, it is all written in the Bible. Whatever he said, though he said it in parables, very difficult even to interpret it. Many people are interpreting it to suit their interests, which is okay, but the reality has come. And let me tell you, sincerely speaking, very few people have looked for God.
We shall go to that.
Many are looking for what God can give to them. That's all.
I'm going to discuss that.
Yes.
You told me you have some information to show me on your tablet
Yeah.
about how that light within the heart.
Yes.
I would love to see it in a few seconds before we move on.
For the heart to pump, it is the light, the action of the light that makes the heart to pump. And you will see the light.
Okay.
That is how the heart is pumping. That without that light, the heart is not going to pump.
Where is the light?
The light is coming.
The heart is pumping
It's
before
pumping.
the light.
No, it's coming. That is how the light is. It is that light that forces the heart to contract.
That blue.
It's coming. Okay, I will show it again. You will see it splashing. That one. That's the light causing the heart to contract. That is the light.
Okay.
So in the Bible, in John chapter 1, verse what? Let me talk from verse 4. No, from verse 3.
You can read the Bible. You can open the Bible now.
Yeah.
We have seen the light.
Yeah, it says, all things were made through him, through that light. And without that light, nothing was made that was made. Now, in him was life. Now, this life, because I remember I asked you, when would the doctor declare somebody dead? It is when the heart stops pumping.
Yes.
And that, the stopping of the pumping, that means the exit of the light. The light has already left you. You are now empty. You are now just a container without the owner living there. So that light is actually life within you. So if you don't respect it, fine, no problem. But he is still there for you. When did that light get into there? On the 22nd day of conception, that is when the light gets in there. Start working. From that time, 22nd day of conception, that is when the light enters, begins pumping.
Why the 21st day?
22nd.
So for the whole of 21 days.
21 days is when he's molding.
The fetus has nothing.
Is molding the house.
But when the doctors check, the fetus is okay.
And
it has life.
Even right now, when you are building your own house, if you have not put a roof, you can, even the plastering may not be there. If the roof is there, you can live in it. But this one here is after the head shape has already been put in place. That's when the heart will enter the what? And that takes the system 21 days for it to be complete. And then on the 22nd day, the light goes in, start pumping straight away. From that time up to today, it is still working. It has never gone on holiday.
Okay.
But the day it leaves you, people will start crying. A food day. Agenze. Who is Agenze? It is the light who has gone. There's nobody should say that Katonda Muise. No. Katonda is gone. So it goes. If you are very lucky, you can go to heaven with him, straight where he came from. But if you are unlucky, you will not go with him.
You see, you can put down the tablets.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
We hear of heaven and hell. If it is God that now goes,
yes. No.
Why would there be hell?
No. For him, he goes straight to where he came from. But you, the son,
okay, in the head.
In the head, you might not go there if you're not very careful. But today's message is actually to align people to go together with that light which is in the heart to heaven. No, nothing like hell. Hell, let me explain to you what hell is all about. You have ever had somebody operated in the hospital who had ever gone through an operation in the theater?
So many.
So many.
Yes.
What do they do? What do the doctor do before the operation? I think they inject them with some medicine to kill the what? The pain.
Yes.
They call it what?
Anesthesia,
something like that.
Something like that, but I would say they paralyze the body.
They paralyze the body,
yes,
so that you don't listen to the what?
Exactly.
To the pain. But suppose that operation is being done without that paralyzing you, what would have happened? And yet they must do it for you.
Of course, the pain. I think the body can't stand the pain.
It would be hell. That would be hell. So even here, when this heart, the light in the heart has already escaped from the building, from this building, without you. For you to reach where he has gone, they must screen you very well. if you had all those things you are doing on earth, stealing, killing, deceiving, telling lies, everything, you first go for that theater to be removed those things, okay? Until you are cleansed properly, then you are able to join the system. And that process is now what we call what? Hell.
After discovering that God is inside me just
Yes.
here,
Yes.
so what is the best way to communicate with him and get close to him?
Excellent. The only way to communicate with him, let me read it from here. And that is what he's asking from us. Jesus said, okay, let me start from 19. For the viewers, this is John chapter 4, from verse 19, I think, to 20, from 19 to 24. It reads, the woman said to him, Sir, I perceive that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped on this mountain, and you Jews say that in Jerusalem is the place where one ought to worship. Like right now, we are saying, only to worship God, you must go to that building. You must go to the church there. The
mosque.
Yeah, to the mosque.
Or temple.
Temple, yeah. This is what he's explaining. It is not only in Jerusalem, not only on the mountain. So, Jesus said, woman, believe me, the hour is coming when you will neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. Okay? You worship what you do not know. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Mm-hmm. But the hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father is seeking such to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and truth. So, to worship God, to talk to him, you must go inside your heart and listen to the heartbeat. How? You draw all your attention, because you are the one here who has been moving to Kotido, you are rushing to Uganda House, you are everywhere. You are never settled. You are the prodigal son who runs everywhere. But time has come that God wants you to go inside there if you want to talk to him. Because he's a spirit. That light is a spirit. So when you draw all your attention, you cut off issue of school fees, issue of rent, issue of land, issue of fuel for your car, issue of everything, your neighbor is such, all those, and cut them off. Remain still. Enter there. Even if you just touch the heart like this, yes, and draw your attention to that heartbeat, you are communicating to God. Because the Bible says, by number 2, okay, they have ears, but they cannot listen. That is what he meant. You have the ear, but you cannot listen to me. And I'm here.
Is it still of any sense then, if that's the story at the case, to go to church, mosque, or wherever?
Yes, we have to go. The reason why we should go and share this same information with our people. Because this is where information is being shared.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if I don't go, how will they get it? But I am not allowed, because of the bureaucracy there, to stand there. Do you have a degree? Do you have a PhD in theology? Or how would you allow this engineer to stand there and talk to people? As who? He's not a priest. He's not a mufti. No. That idea must stop. Allow somebody. Allow them. Because people are given messages differently, but for the same cause. But this message must be digested by the rest of the population, so that it can be utilized by everybody. Now,
Jesus trained 12 men to take over from him. They were trained.
Yes.
He trained them for all the years.
Yes.
before he went to the Father.
Yes.
Yes.
We are here.
Actually, isn't that a sign that you don't just come from engineering and start praying
We are here.
and start preaching?
We are here. Who was Paul? Most of them, some of them were found fishing,
Yes.
you know, like Peter. So how can he get a fisherman to start preaching?
He anointed him.
Now he has anointed me.
The fisherman did not just walk from the landing site
Yes. Now he has anointed
on
me.
his own and started preaching.
I looked for him, I found him. Then he said, okay, go and tell them. Now this is what I'm telling you. The only problem we are facing, I thought I was going to see God like the way I'm seeing you. No, it can't work that way. In fact, the moment you drop yourself in that light, the moment you remove all your thoughts, because you are your thoughts, you are not this body. The moment you draw your thoughts in the heart, you are like Jesus. You can perform any miracle.
Do we meet God the same way?
Yes.
Really?
That's why, if you touch there, it's not going to pump. And when I touch, is it not going to pump? That is communicating directly with God. That is physically, when I touch like this. But I can even sit quietly, and then I listen to the heartbeat. I close my eye. I'm already talking to him because I've cut off all the whatever is happening outside of me. I am inside there. Even the Bible says when you want to talk to the Father, go into your room, close the door. But they didn't explain to us which door do we close. We thought maybe when I go to my bedroom, I close, I am talking to the Father. No, this is the bedroom. When I close my eye, I draw my attention inside there. Will you know that I'm in the heart? I am alone with my Father. And you can also be alone with the Father. And that same light which is inside there is the same light which is inside here.
So that is the only way we meet him.
We are together. Exactly.
Does he reveal himself the same way to us, to all of us? Because I've met different people that have different encounters. Somebody will tell you, I was on the street waiting for a taxi and a voice came in my ear. I want you to go do my work. Some other gentleman told me he was in the UK working there very okay. A voice came in the night and told him, I want you back in Uganda, start my work. He resisted, he fell sick for some months, and they told him, the only way you'll get cured is at home in Uganda. When he came back here, he gathered to pray with some people, he got healed, and he never went back. So, does God reveal himself to us the same way?
Right now, as I'm sharing with you this information,
yes.
Suppose you go back and you do what I have explained to you by touching your heart and listening to the heartbeat. Probably if there was somebody near you who was suffering and maybe you touch that somebody like this, while your attention is in the heart, and let somebody get better or get healed. Don't you think you will say, today I was in the studio, I met God? You will say that. Because the power which you are using is after sharing. So God may reveal himself to people in different ways. Okay? But me, it was the ways of light. I cannot disapprove the rest. No, it's very difficult. Okay. There are many people I interacted with who had gone through the near-death experience, okay? And they tell you things differently, but they are all for the same good, okay? Today, I want to go to Soroti, okay? I can pass via Ginger, and I can also pass via Karuma.
Yes.
I will still reach where?
Soroti.
Would I say that you who passed via Ginger is a wrong route?
No, it's not. It's
the same. Somebody will just fly up to there and reach there. All the routes leads you where?
To Soroti.
To Soroti.
We draw resolutions.
Yeah.
How would you advise somebody to design their resolution in a godly way to achieve them?
Yeah, sit down. If you want to write it down, write it. That I want to do ABC. Make sure that resolution is not only going to benefit you, it has to benefit the whole population. Okay? Make sure it is going to help your neighbor. It is not only for your friends only. Even your enemies must benefit. So suppose you are a farmer and you have a big farm, maybe somewhere in Singo, there where I come from.
Okay.
If you are to pray for rain, you say that this time I'm going to plant A, B, C, D, there must be rain. Do you think that rain will only come to your garden alone?
Of course, no.
It will be for all. Even your enemies, those who are fighting you, they will also benefit. Those are the things God wants, mostly. It should not be something for you to feel that I am the only boss in this world.
But of course, there are things that are private, although very good.
Yes.
Somebody may want to finish his house.
Yes. But that is okay. That one is
and
perfect.
that is a private thing.
That is perfect. Because whether you like it or not, even God himself found a house. Without this, he's not there. He has found a house. That's why we exist. First of all, why did he send us in this world? He sent us here so that he can experience himself in the physical world. But he has to sit in the house.
What mistakes do we make in the search for God?
We only look at the material things when we are looking for God. The Bible says, seek ye first, and then the rest will follow. So if you can look for God alone, just look for God, even that house you want to finish, it will get finished. Obviously, that is straightforward. But if you are looking for mabati or tiles, a tegule, to roof your house, he will give you no problem. But you have gotten a very small thing. He wants you to inherit the whole kingdom. And the kingdom is within you.
Okay.
So if you, by the way, let me be sincere with you. He is here with everything that you need. And he's keeping it for you. But for you, you are always in Soroti. You are seated here. You are in Soroti. You are in Bali. You are in Arua. You are just gambling, moving there for nothing, and you come back with nothing. Yet I am here if you want anything. Enter here. You get it. I am not saying that you should enter here and sit there. You have a garden. You have the seedlings in the house, and you are sitting here. You think that light should go and plant these things. No. You must go and do it. You must participate. Give him a start. Katonda ayamba abe yamba. Okay? He helps those who help themselves. To help yourself means begin the topic so that he comes in and support you.
He backs you up.
Yes. You want to buy a finished house. What would you wish to buy? You know, you want to buy an estate or a finished house.
Yes.
Don't wait until the whole money is there at once. Maybe they want 5 billion from you. You say, I must buy this. You start piling the money. No, start paying by installment. Put there. Yes, I'm buying that house. God is now going to start in. Now you get in the heart. Go and work. Anything you do small like this, money comes. You are within no time you have finished the house. Don't think that it was your initiative. It is God himself who was working. I'm not advising anybody to sit there quietly and wait for these beans to be planted in his garden, the garden to be plowed. No, you must participate. Begin the chapter for him. There is a guy whom I met in Jerusalem. He told us his story that his uncle was praying God should help him to win a lottery, somewhere. And for 30 years, his uncle was just praying like that. Silently, he goes to the temple, to the house where people normally go to pray for 30 years. And then the angels went to God and said, God, this man here for 30 years, why can't you respond to him? God said, but he has never bought a lottery ticket. How will he win? Let him buy, and then I can support him to win. Okay. So don't sit and say, God is going to do it for all of you. No, you must begin the chapter.
As we wind up.
Yes. The fact that people don't know God and they don't know themselves, so it becomes very difficult to look for God whom you don't know. And who are you to look for him? So I want to show you the person who should look for God, this is you. This is you.
Yes.
In form of light. So if you are the form of light, how would you look for me? For God. God is the light. So you have to get inside there. You have to, this one moves like lightning. Okay? What would be the speed? Because you would think of going to US now. You might be thinking of US right now, and you come back. What is that speed?
On a flight?
No. Just as you are seated here, you just flash and see.
It can even be 5 seconds.
It is even too much.
Yes.
Within a blink of an eye,
Yes.
you are already there and back. What is that speed? It's unmeasurable. Because that is the spirit which is moving. So what we normally call the soul of somebody, this is the soul, which is you. Okay?
So how do I use it?
So now you have to get out from there. Let me go to another one. You have to get out from there. Like now, I showed you the light in the heart was like this. This is the one you saw, which was in the what? In the heart. Okay? Now this one is the one which is actually
In the mind, in the brain.
In the brain. So that is you. So a bit of you was put there. So when you now need to go to God, you have to come down, cut off all this connection network going outside there, and then come and settle in the heart. That is fellowshipping with God. That is meditation. That is prayer. Because the moment you enter there, you don't register any interest, any desire. Because it is from here the desire is known. So you enter there and sit quietly. You will get what you want for only 3 minutes. So congregating, you have to go, because the moment you begin to enter, you begin to shine. Even your appearance alone is a blessing to many people.
Okay.
Say, hey, this man looks okay. And others would say, hey, today's mass, today's prayer was okay. Today's gathering was okay. It was because of one person who has reached where?
The church.
The church. The light.
Okay.
Yes.
What would be your message to a Ugandan watching us, especially the young people? We are the biggest in number as the year ends. What would be your message to them in their day-to-day life as we usher in a new year?
Now,
They have a lot of dreams. They have a
Sure.
lot of admiration.
Sure.
What would be your message to them?
My advice to the entire population is that God is within our heart. He is there waiting for each of us to reach there. Just by listening. Because you cannot just walk and go there. I told you, you are your thoughts. So make sure you utilize that power of your thoughts by getting back to the source of that light and sit there. If you want success, God is success. If you want peace, God is peace himself. By the way, we cannot pray for peace. You cannot pray for God. It is God who gives you whatever he has. And because he is peace, when you reach there, you have the peace.
Okay.
He is love. When you reach there, you have the love. He is onier. He is laughter. He is happiness. When you reach there, you become myself.
Thank you so much, Engineer.
Yes, please.
His name is Engineer Godfrey Onyel, and in his message, God is just within you. Yes, you can fellowship with other people, but even without, you can still talk to God, say your prayers, and be with him just within your house. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with the whole team. Wish you the best of the evening. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.